Hey guys, what's going on? It's LilDan596 here with another top 5 video, and this time we got the top 5 favorite Super Smash Bros. Characters. So these are going to be for the newest Smash Bros. Games for the Wii U and 3DS, and these are my favorite characters. That does not mean that I'm good at playing these characters, it's just that I like these characters for who they are, and it could be for how they play, or how doofy they are, or how serious they are. Just overall, my top 5 favorite characters for Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. This video is requested by a user of the name IsItInTurban, I think. Yeah, he asked to do this video, and like I've said before in previous top 5 and top 10 videos, if there's a top 10 or top 5 that you want me to do, please just let me know down below in the comments, and I will make sure I make that video. Now with that being said, let's get into the list. Number 5 on my list is going to be King Dedede. Now, a lot of people are like, what? King Dedede? He sucks and he's bad at this game, but that's not a reason why I like King Dedede. I like Dedede because he's so funny and doofy, and you can get the stupidest kills with him, especially using his down B. I like to call it the banhammer. Even his like forward smash, that kills people so easily. People just walk right into that without even realizing it. But yeah, that's really why I like Dedede so much. He's really doofy. A lot of his attacks kill for no reason, like his dash attack kills, and I think when you kill people with his dash attack, it's the funniest thing because Dedede just like trips and falls and kills somebody, and it's just hilarious. And he's just overall a funny, doofy character, and that's why he's number 5 on my list.
Dedede.
Lucas is number 4 on my list. Now Lucas is actually a really big fan favorite. Everybody loved him, and when Smash 4 first came out, everybody was asking for Lucas to come back, and when he came back, everybody was so excited and so hyped for him. It was great, and the hype still lives on. People still like Lucas. I mean, some people don't like playing against him because he's kind of rangy and spacey and can be spammy with like PK Fire. But overall, Lucas is a fun character to play with. I suck at playing with Lucas, especially with his recovery. I'm so bad at doing his and Ness's recovery. I basically just SD every single time. But that doesn't mean anything. I really like playing Lucas as a character, and that's why he's number 4 on my list. Number 4 on my list is Mewtwo. Now Mewtwo was the first DLC character we received, and when we received him, everybody flipped out. It was the craziest thing ever. Smash Bros with DLC, this was a first, and especially bringing back Mewtwo from Melee, which everybody wanted in Brawl, but we just didn't get him for whatever reason. It was so much hype when Mewtwo first came into Smash 4. And he looked so much more better and polished than he was from Melee. His attacks look better, his character in general looks better, and he plays much better than he does from in Melee. Now, a quick little backstory is, I never really played Melee that much, but whenever I did, I was really, really young. I was probably like 6 or 7. And whenever I played it, I would always play Mewtwo because I thought he was the coolest character ever. How you can do his Shadow Ball and hold it, and then when your opponent least expects it, you just let go of it and hit your opponent and it kills them. I thought it was the coolest thing. Plus, back then, little kids like myself were all into Pokemon, all over Pokemon. And especially around that same time, Pokemon the first movie came out, and Mewtwo was the most badass character ever. So to see him in Super Smash Bros. Melee was insane, and to even play as him was mind-blowing. So it was so much fun playing as him in Melee, and he definitely brought a lot to Smash. especially setting that milestone of being the first ever DLC character in the Super Smash Bros. Series. And I still play Mewtwo to this day. I may not be the greatest Mewtwo player, or I might not even be a decent Mewtwo player for that being said, but I still enjoy playing Mewtwo, and I've always played him since the beginning of the DLC, and I never really stopped playing him, but I never really considered him as a main. He was always like maybe a secondary or a pocket, but with that being said, he was still always by my side. I still always played with Mewtwo every now and then. Number 2 on my list is going to be Corrin, or Kamui, from the Fire Emblem series. So I'm choosing Corrin because he has a little weird story. So when he first got announced for to be one of the final characters of one of the final DLC characters, I wasn't excited for him at all, really. I was like, oh great, another Fire Emblem character. I have no idea who this character is. I don't play Fire Emblem. I don't know jack shit about that. So to see another Fire Emblem character, I was quite disappointed. I wanted somebody like Shovel Knight or maybe like Banjo and Kazooie to come back, but it just wasn't the cause, you know? So we got Corrin, and surprisingly, I really like her playstyle. I wasn't that big into the sword fighters like Marth and Lucina, but whenever I saw people playing as them, I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, because the way Marth swings his sword, it really is like some sort of art and technique, and I always thought that good Marth players looked so cool. I was like, wow, they really make the character come out and be what it is, and as like someone who's really cool. And so I picked up Corrin, I started playing with her, and I was like, well, she's like a sword fighter, and I really like the way she plays. Her playstyle is really cool. A lot of the moves link into each other, like Nair can link into up air or fair. The fairs can link into each other. And her dragon lunge is pretty cool. And her counter kills really early. It was really OP when she first came out, so they had to give her a little nerf, but whatever, it's still really cool, and I still really enjoy playing this character. She's probably going to be my secondary main, right next to my number 1 pick, which will be Lucario. He is my number 1. So you may notice that the logo on my channel is Lucario's face, and you might wonder, why do I like Lucario so much? So here's a little backstory. So as I mentioned, for my number 3 Mewtwo, I played him in Melee, and obviously I wasn't good at Melee because I was only like 6 or 7 at the time, and I never really stuck with Melee. It wasn't my type of game. But when I got older and into late middle school, early high school, I started to play Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and when I first started playing it, I played as Meta Knight, not because he was OP. This is back when I was a casual. I just played Meta Knight because he was a fast sword fighter, and I really liked that. And then as time went on, I noticed Lucario, and that was when Gen 4 was coming out. So all the Gen 4 characters were getting really big, and they added like Piplup in for the Pokeball item and everything. So I picked up Lucario because he was almost like Mewtwo in a way. How you can hold the Shadow Ball / Aura Sphere and then surprise your opponent and hit him with it. I really like that aspect. And so I started playing Lucario a little bit, and he was like my Mewtwo's replacement. And so I started playing him, and he was really fun in Brawl. And then Smash 4 came out, and then I was like, okay, I want to get into the competitive scene now. And then I was like, alright, I'm going to stick with Lucario because I've been playing him since Brawl. Maybe I could transfer over some skills from Brawl into Smash 4, but that wasn't really the case. I also played Project M for a little bit when that was big, and Lucario in Project M was I think he was top tier. He has to be top tier. He was crazy in Project M. He was so much fun to play as, and I really enjoyed playing as him. And then when Smash 4 came out, he was nothing like he was in Project M. So it was it was a big difference and change, and it was kind of hard to adapt. But once I got adapted to it, he became really fun to play as. And me and him always had our ups and downs. Like, I would play Sheik over him, or I would pick another character over him and say like that was my main. But when it all comes down to it, Lucario's always been my main since Brawl. He's been my main since Project M and now Wii U. And I've always stuck with him. And I'm not really sure why, because like it's fun. He's fun to play as, but he's hard to play as sometimes. It's really, really hard to pick up Lucario and actually become good with him. You don't see a lot of good Lucario players out here. You seriously don't. You see those scrub Lucarios on For Glory, and they're just getting their asses kicked. But when you play against a real Lucario main, you have another thing coming. You want to watch it out, because he is a force to be dealt with. A quick little story is, the other day I was talking to somebody on a Smash group thing, and he asked me, he was like, oh, hey, who do you main? And I was like, oh, I main Lucario. And he was like, no, seriously, who do you main? And I was like, yeah, I main Lucario. And he's like, no, really, like, stop playing around with me, like, who do you main? I was like, dude, no, I'm not kidding around. I play Lucario, like, he's my main. So he laughed at me, and I was like, well, what's so funny about that? And he was like, you play Lucario? Are you serious? You seriously play Lucario? And I was like, yes, I seriously play Lucario. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's wrong with that? He was like, dude, you're probably really bad, and I can beat you so easily, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, have you ever played a real Lucario main? And he was like, yes, all they do is R-Sphere up smash. And I'm like, well, clearly you haven't played a real Lucario main, because yes, that is a good move for Lucario, and it's a really good way to get kill confirms, almost. But that's not all you need to know to play Lucario. You need to know more combos than just that. So I ended up playing him, and I 3-0'd him. So it was actually really, really funny, because people look down on Lucario as like some shitty character that has some aura gimmick that is really bad, and he shouldn't be in the game, and they want to bring him back from Brawl. Like, that one was better. And I can understand at times aura can be really annoying to deal with. And personally, my favorite version of Lucario is the one from Project M, because the aura was balanced in Project M. But, and I can definitely see how people think that aura can be OP, but the way you use it is what can trigger people. If you just spam Aura Sphere or you spam Force Palm, people aren't gonna like that. But if you like actually play and do combos and not spam your aura, then you know, people really shouldn't have a problem with it, which that's what the better Lucario players do. So after you get past the aura gimmick and everything, and you come down to it, he really is a pretty decent character, and people kind of place him low on the tier list, which I don't really think they should, because the only reason why people are placing him low on tier list is because they don't play any good Lucarios out there. But apparently there's some people in Japan that are starting to use Lucario more, and he's starting to get higher and higher on the Japan's tier list. I saw him, I think on this one tier list, he was in like an A rank. So he definitely is a force to be dealt with, and there's not a lot of us Lucario mains out here in the States. So maybe one day we can start making a name for ourselves and putting Lucario back on the map.